fire. Squeeze the handle and sweep.
Sweeping, keep sweeping at the base of the fire.
How much of a difference can a fire extinguisher make in a vehicle fire?
So it may not be able to extinguish the actual vehicle fire, but it does help in the event of trying to get someone out of the vehicle or help better those chances of rescuing someone.
So again, look for an ABC fire extinguisher. The lifespan of a typical single-use extinguisher is about 12 years before it expires.
Safety experts stress the importance of making sure these life-saving tools are within easy reach and checking them regularly to ensure they're in working order. And that's it for us. Thanks for joining us here on Investigate TV Plus Weekend. You can watch Investigate TV Plus anytime online. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel at Investigate TV. You can catch stories in full episodes.
The help you need is always available. George Sink Injury Lawyers.
We're here for you. Nights, weekends, 24/7.
Get George Sink Law Firm on the line. Call 999-9999.
This year, don't settle for less than a Honda. Visit your Augusta Aiken Honda dealer.
At Parker's Kitchen, bigger really is better. That's one huge chicken tender. Goes great with our giant serving of Parker's signature sauce. Only at Parker's Kitchen. Live from Augusta, you're watching News 1226 this morning.
A look ahead into your morning. News 12 on your side investigates is looking into the abuse allegations at Redcliffe Elementary, and Brandon Keithley was in court again. Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Ashley Campbell. It is 6 o'clock on your Saturday. Hope it's going well for you so far. Sending it over to Chris. It was a hot one yesterday. Are we having a repeat?
Pretty much. We'll have some clouds around today, so it's not going to be quite as hot. We had 94 yesterday. We'll be in the upper 80s today, but still a lot of summer humidity. Definitely warm for this early in the season. Meanwhile, your dog walk forecast definitely feels like a hot day in July. We do have some high clouds out there. It's a thin layer. I could see the moon through the clouds this morning, but still 76 degrees, very warm, very humid. By 9 o'clock, only 78 and 79 by 10. It's going to be around that time when we start to see showers and thunderstorms move in there for little Dus's morning walk, the late morning walk later on today. So here's your temperature profile hour by hour today. I do think by noon today we're only about 78 degrees. That's because that's when those showers and thunderstorms will be moving through the area, but those are going to clear out of here by about 3 in the afternoon at the latest. We'll be back into the mid to upper 80s. Tonight we are going to cool off just a little bit. We're in the mid 70s right now. We'll be in the mid 60s tomorrow morning, but even that is pretty warm for this time of the year. There's a look off, into the darkness somewhere this morning. Our radar network is not showing any rain here in the CSRA just yet, but we don't have to go too far before you see where our rain chances are coming from. This is a line of strong, even severe thunderstorms up there in the upstate of South Carolina. Storm Prediction Center does have us in the marginal threat for severe weather here in the CSRA. I do think any severe weather would be very, very isolated, as those thunderstorms are going to be weakening hour by hour as they head in our direction. Right now, temperatures are very warm out there. 77 in Augusta, 71, a little cooler there in North Augusta, but most of us are in the mid 70s with 76 there in Aiken. The hot weather's coming back. The average high is 86. We're back into the 90s Monday and Tuesday, but there's a huge cool down on the way toward the end of the week. We'll tell you about that in the full forecast coming up.
All right, thanks, Chris. An investigation is underway at an Aiken County elementary school after allegations that students are being physically and verbally abused. When an Aiken County mother and father said that their son came home with bruises, they wanted answers, and 12 on Your Side investigates found they weren't the only ones.
We found concerns are not over one student and not from just one parent. Allegations of abuse have been reported by a school employee. Even a school board member believes it's best that the sheriff's office is now involved.
Because for him, going into that school, it's the same nightmare over and over.
Now Emily Satterfield and her family have reached a breaking point.
Every day it was, is it going to happen again? this teacher? Are they still there? And wondering, when is this going to happen again?
Emily told a deputy a Redcliffe teacher dragged her son across the playground last fall.
He was secluded to the psychologist classroom. I'm not sure which classroom, but was secluded to a classroom where each time my child would run at this educator, the educator would shove him to the ground repeatedly until my child stopped.
She says her son came home with red marks all over his arm and bruising on his back. 6 months later, with no answers from the school, Emily's husband takes his frustration to the Aiken County School Board.
I finally received a response to that email on November 11th saying, I will look into it and I will let you know what we find upon investigation. To this date, we have received no updates.
2 other parents also told the board they wanted more communication and transparency from Redcliffe Elementary School and the school district. School board member Jim Broom's area includes Redcliffe Elementary. He says he first learned of the Satterfield's allegations at the school board meeting.
So in my opinion, an independent investigation is the only thing that's going to satisfy this community, because I think if it's done internally at the district, from what I see, the community is not going to be convinced that it was done fairly.
Since April's board meeting, we've uncovered a second report to the sheriff's office. A Redcliffe Elementary School employee told deputies another teacher is physically and verbally abusing children. A third report alleging a teacher abusing a student, forcing students into corners for extended periods of time, grabbing their hands by the wrist. The names of the teachers are redacted, raising questions about how many teachers and students are involved.
I still worry for my kid because on top of just being absolutely frustrated that there was physically nothing I could do in that moment for my own child.
Something she told board members again Tuesday night. The Satterfields are not alone asking for transparency.
And hopefully with enough people showing up and with us continuously showing up until something is done, hopefully that will strike somebody into doing something.
And we did reach out again to the school district for an update into the investigation. We haven't heard back. Superintendent Dr. Corey Murphy said at last night's board meeting he doesn't anticipate the investigation lasting through the month.
All right, thanks for that, Sydney. If you are one of the many people feeling frustrated driving down Georgia Avenue, you may be happy to hear about a plan to make the road in North Augusta safer. Your Kennedy Payne has been following this developing story. She's got an update on a public input meeting this week where those living in North Augusta voiced concerns about the proposed changes.
Changes like the proposed roundabout that would actually be right here. The next step is voting on the engineering portion, which will happen in the coming weeks. And we spoke with one business who says the project is definitely needed. And she says other businesses downtown have welcomed the project as well.
A road that averages nearly 50 crashes a year.
Right now, traffic is pretty fast and it's hard to walk across Georgia Avenue. We have a lot more businesses and pedestrians walking and bikers.
Now, with the new plan to improve safety and promote businesses like Carolina Hills Sandwich and Sweet Shop.
The traffic calming will encourage people to come downtown more. I think it will make them feel safer. They'll be able to park and walk, and I think those things are good for businesses, and I think that's good for our community.
The project also has a proposed roundabout at the intersections of Georgia, Carolina, and Jackson Avenue.
I heard mainly from the constituents that people don't want the roundabout.
But Councilman Dennis Briatico says there's a lot that goes into the project before they get there.
It looks like we're about to vote on the engineering proportion of it for the first phase of the project, which is not going to be the roundabout. That looks like we're going to be voting on that within the next couple of weeks. And it looks like it's going to be about 4 years before we probably get to the actual roundabout.
Along with updated crosswalks, parking downtown will change too, from slanted spaces to parallel.
I know people are afraid to parallel park. That was what a lot of people kept saying, but the reality is we all have to learn to parallel park when we get our license.
Briatico says at the end of the day, what matters most is hearing from you.
We should probably try to listen to the taxpayers first before we push this whole thing through.
And Jennifer Elliott says although the construction may result in loss of business for a while, in the end, she thinks it's worth improving the safety and accessibility of the road, especially as North Augusta does continue to grow.
Grovetown City Council presented the proceeds from the American Hero Pro Rodeo to 3 deserving charities.
Said and done, we raised a total of $29,000 that we're here to give away tonight. I'm gonna show it to y'all first.
That money will benefit Concerned Women Incorporated of Grovetown, Fishes and Loaves Food Pantry of Harlem, and Bright Eyes Veterans Housing Initiative of Augusta. We heard from rodeo coordinators about what it means to help these organizations.
Mr. Mayor, Council, these are the heroes here. We call American Hero Pro Rodeo. These are the heroes that are out here giving their time, their own money, working their tails off, begging, because it's hard to raise money. And in turn, they're not pocketing it. They're not driving Cadillacs and wearing Rolexes. They're giving it back to the community. The good Lord has blessed them, and they are being a blessing to others.
The organizers say they hope to keep donating to the community by continuing to host the rodeo. We have a traffic alert for you ahead of thunder over Evans at Evans Town Center Park. Antebellum Way is going to be closed to all traffic until midnight. The second closure is at Evans Town Center Boulevard from Ronald Reagan Drive to Antebellum Way. Officials say access to businesses will remain open, and the fireworks show is a celebration of Armed Forces Day.
And we have not been looking at too much in the way of pollen thanks to all the rain we've had of late, but we have been talking about a lot of hot weather. It will cool off a little bit for the weekend, but some more rain chances could be on the way as well. We'll have a look at your weekend forecast coming up.
Hey, it's Anna Christina. Thank you for spending Saturday with us. I'm here with Russell Beckham. He's one of the owners of Roof Savers. How's it going?
Going great.
Listen,
Going
I'm here
great.
giving away free RecTech grills.
Yeah, we sure are.
Well, I want to introduce everybody to who Roof Savers is and Renew at 17 with Rocklock Technology. Kind of tell us about your company.
So we are a roof preservation company. We're focusing on extending the life of asphalt shingles, so a customer doesn't have to replace them sooner than they need to.
That's right. You
Yep.
save a lot of people a lot of money that way.
Absolutely. A lot of
Especially
money.
with rising costs. I think that you put a lot of smiles on people's
Things are
faces,
so
I
expensive
imagine.
these days.
That's right. Well, listen, we all want to qualify for a free RecTech grill, especially during summertime, right? Perfect
Exactly.
time to grill.
There's no better time.
Yeah, so tell us, how can we do that?
So call us for an estimate.
Okay.
With every purchase of Renew at 17 preservation for your home, you get a free RecTech grill.
There you go. If you call right now during this program, you see if your roof qualifies for free. Well, no, they get a free roof inspection no matter what, right?
Exactly.
And you see if your
Free
roof
inspection.
qualifies, and if you purchase the roof preservation, then you get yourself a grill. Now tell me, do you grill?
I do. I don't get to as much as I like. We're always on the roof, but this is a wonderful grill, easy for folks to use.
Well, and especially RecTech makes it super simple. So if
Very.
you've never had one before, you're gonna want one.
Absolutely.
Even I grill now.
Really?
Yeah, so we'll have to talk about that one.
It's hard to mess anything up on this grill.
That's right, on a RecTech. So again, roof preservation, they're extending the life of your roof by up to 17 years with one application, one treatment. It's pretty incredible. We're actually going to be showcasing the shingles themselves. So for people that are questioning, we're going to prove it to you in just a minute. You guys don't go anywhere, but also they can visit myroofsavers.com to find out more and to call to get that free roof inspection. All right, guys, stay right there. We'll be right back.
All right, back now, 6:12 on your side.
You will want to pay extra close attention to the weather if you are headed up to the lake. Today, we're going to have winds from the west at 15 up to about 25. Also, a 40% chance of thunderstorms around midday today. High temperatures there in the mid to upper 80s. We do have a fairly big cool down on the way toward the end of next week. We'll tell you about that and have your weekend travel forecast coming up.
Hey, it's Anna Christina. Thanks for spending Saturday with us. I'm here with Russell Beckham. He's one of the owners of Roof Savers. We were just talking about getting a free RecTech grill.
Hard to beat.
Hard to beat. Listen, we're going to be introducing what Roof Savers is and Renew at 17. Kind of walk us through what makes you guys different. I mean, I know that other companies do this, but your product, now I said something that you can preserve your roof up to 17 years, but it's actually for 17
years
What
warranty.
makes you guys different?
So most of the other products out there, while they do a good job, Okay, they're totally different science behind the product. The other products are soy methyl ester, soybean-based products.
Okay.
Our product is a waterborne polymeric that actually coats and penetrates into the shingle. You know, what makes it different is the microcraze technology, which gets in all the voids and nooks and crannies,
Right.
fills it in, and keeps those from getting further damage.
Yeah.
The rock lock technology
Okay.
is the really cool part, and that's what we're going to look at here shortly, where it really grabs the granules and holds them to the shingles. 'Cause-
Well, yeah, and I was
Yeah.
gonna say I'm a visual person, so I'd
Absolutely.
like to see it. And people might be, questioning things like I do. I want to
Mhm.
see the proof behind what you're talking about. We're actually gonna be showcasing that. But before we do, if you call right now during this program and you sign up for the free roof inspection and see if your roof qualifies, you can get a free Rectech grill. Say what?
It's the bullseye.
Yeah, the bullseye.
Wonderful product.
Absolutely. And so, again, you can visit myroofsavers.com. You can call the number on the screen. And you talked about the transferable warranty. Tell me
Yes.
about that.
So for 17 years, whether it's the original homeowner or they decide to move, that warranty goes right to the next person.
You gotta love it.
So it's a great
And
selling point when they
That's
do
right.
sell their home.
Absolutely. All right, visit myroofsavers.com. Stay right there. We're going to prove it to you when we come back.
Time now 6:25. Sunrise will be in 1 minute. At 6:26, we do have some clouds around, just a thin layer of high clouds. Temperatures on the warm side. This one's 9 o'clock temperatures in the upper 70s. High temperatures the next few days will be above average. We're back into the 90s Monday and Tuesday. There is a big cool down on the way toward the end of the week. If you're a fan of some cool weather, you're going to want to stick around for the 7-day forecast in just a bit.
All right, sounds good, Chris. Thank you. A local mother sharing her story after her daughter needed to go to Children's Hospital of Georgia. Tammy Kamei is a general manager for Panda Express in Evans, which happens to be a partner with the same hospital. And she wants to remind you why having it in the CSRA matters and how you can support it. Tammy says that her daughter was born early and had to spend a few days in the NICU. Then she was discharged, and her routine checkup found that her vitals were a little low. They stayed in the hospital for one night. She says she saw a banner at the playground the next day showing that her businesses, Panda Care Foundation, partnered with Children's Medical Network. One of their core values is giving, and she wants to encourage everyone to donate when paying for a meal for the hospital.
Something like this is something that's easy. It's something as simple as our associates asking for a donation at the end of a meal. Change adds up quickly. So even if it's a penny or $5 or, any denomination, it all goes a long way in that campaign of giving.
And when you donate, it does stay local. Last year, Panda Express Evans raised more than $37,000 for CHOG. Well, if you've been to downtown Augusta lately, you may have noticed some trees cut down. Augusta commissioners are now talking about hiring an arborist to help decide on the removal of trees in the county. Commissioner Catherine Smith Rice says that she brought up this issue years ago and has received complaints about the trees down on Broad Street. The director of engineering says that there are arborists in his department on call, but they're not on a city contract. Neighbors say they hope to see improvement in the area.
The thing I was noticing, it just doesn't look very appealing, or not much incentive, or just it doesn't look appealing. It looks a little trashy in a sense. Even with the sidewalks, still some of them are looking at just the concrete's lifted in areas because of the root movement.
Commissioners are moving this discussion to next committee. Augusta Planning and Development wants your input on the changes that you would like to see in places like downtown Augusta, including trees and planning requirements. You can also weigh in on issues like parking spaces and sidewalks. The survey is going to be open from now until June 1st. We do have a link to that on our website, wrdw.com.
On your sideline, sponsored by Chandler Law Firm.
All right, welcome in, everybody. We've got a lot to cover, so fasten those seatbelts because we're heading down Riverwatch Parkway to Lakeside High School. The Panthers girls tennis team is coming off of a Final Four victory Wednesday night. Saturday, they'll head to Rome to compete for the 5A GHSA State Championship. It was just a year ago when Lakeside's girls team made their first appearance in Rome in over a decade. After failing to finish the job last year, Lakeside gets another shot this year. They'll face Milton High School for all the marbles. Staying with Lakeside because they have another team heading to state. The boys golf team has already got 5 state titles. This coming week, they're looking to make it 6. Your News 12 sports director, Alyssa Lyons, has more.
I kind of just joke with it that I'm more of a manager than a coach.
Seems to be working out pretty well.
I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but we can all play golf.
The leaderboard usually does the talking for them. 3 straight area championships, the last by 24 shots.
Having a mentality of like you can't, or you have a target on your back, it's just like I feel like that puts more nerves on you. You don't really want that. You want to be as calm as you can and just have a mentality of like going out there and just doing your best.
You don't want to get in your head or get over your head too much. You really just want to keep to your practice.
Well, there's that, and
trying to have fun.
Have fun.
They have fun with each other.
You can't go digging for that in the golf bag, but you'll find it there anyways.
They enjoy being around each other. A lot of times, that doesn't happen with a team, and these guys actually enjoy each other's company.
It's just easy. There's no other word for it.
They're now days away from accomplishing what hasn't been done in almost 2 decades. A repeat title for the first time since 2006 and 2007.
It's very important to us. I think all these guys, I know all these guys want to win and leave their mark in Columbia County.
They're proud of the area tournament, but honestly, that's not our goal. Our goal is the state championship.
And we'll hold them to it. Alyssa Lyons on your side.
Now, Greenbrier's girls team will also be well represented at state after finishing runner-up last year to McIntosh. The Pack are seeking the program's second ever state title. Now up I-20, we go to Columbia. The NCAA softball regionals got started Friday afternoon. South Carolina hosting Elon in Game 1. Gamecocks trailing 1-0 in the first. Not a problem for Lexi Winters, who got the Gamecocks in the lead. Carolina would go on to add 2 more in the third, and the Gamecocks win their NCAA opener 5-2 over Elon. They'll face North Florida in Game 2 Saturday at 1 o'clock. Here's a look at the rest of your NCAA softball regional scores. Georgia beats Coastal Carolina 6-3. Clemson run rules USC Upstate 10-2 in the 5th inning, and Georgia Tech, one of the only 4 schools on that screen, that falls just short to FAU 5-4. Now, closing out with some great news here. The Atlanta Braves have finally climbed the mountain to a winning record this season. They beat the Boston Red Sox 4-2. Chris Sale had a gutsy performance with 8 strikeouts, and it helps lift the Braves to their first day of being over 500 the entire season. The Braves will be back in action against the Red Sox once again Saturday and Sunday.
Well, if you thought it was hot yesterday, you were absolutely right. The average high is 86 degrees. We hit 94 for the official high in Augusta. Same thing for you in Milan and Slovenia. We'll be a little cooler Saturday thanks to cloud cover, maybe even a little bit of rain. We'll take a look at your weekend forecast after the break.
And as we head to break, here are some events for you that are taking place this weekend.
Guys, welcome back. It's Anna Christina. I'm here with Russell Beckham, one of the owners of Roof Savers. How you doing?
Doing wonderful. How about you?
Listen, I am so happy. Summertime, you know what that means. Some time out with the family on the porch,
living's easy.
grilling. And guess what? You can get a free RecTech grill. Tell everybody about that.
Absolutely. Call us for a free inspection. We'll come out. If you decide to purchase our roof preservation package, this will be yours.
Well,
and not a better time to do it than
I
now.
know, absolutely. Well, we talk about roof preservation because I don't think people realize what they can do, how much they can save when they preserve their roof. And we got some proof and some visuals for you. Talk about that, though.
Absolutely. So preservation is getting more out of your shingles than what you would if you did absolutely nothing to your roof. So our Renew It 17 with Rock Lock technology will extend the life of your asphalt shingles for 17 years, and that warranty is transferable.
Not up to 17 years, like I said.
For 17 years, fully guaranteed.
Which is incredible. And
Yes,
you said
absolutely.
transferable warranty, so if you sell your home, it goes with it.
Goes to the next owner.
I love that. Okay,
Yep.
so let's do this visual because so that people really understand this is the real deal. Now, tell me about these 2 different shingles that we have.
So these are 2 different shingle samples. They're roughly in the 18 to 20-year-old age, timeline here.
Okay.
So they were both off replacements. We just took off someone's roof from the storm. Did not qualify for preservation, obviously. So this is a shingle untreated, and if you rub your hands across that, You hear that?
Oh yeah.
All the loose
And I feel
granules
it too.
coming, and
Yep.
if you pour it on your
Oh my
hand,
gosh,
they're coming
sorry,
off
my mess.
everywhere.
Look at that, guys. Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
Yep.
Okay.
A
so
lot
now we're
of
doing the
lot of
one
degradation
that's
here.
been treated, but still
Product-
18 to 20 years. Right?
Same age, absolutely. Product treated, shingle treated with our Renew at 17. You can really scrub on it there.
You can feel the difference. Yeah.
Yep.
Look at that.
Not losing.
Listen to that. Look. I love it.
Yep.
There's nothing on me. MyRoofSavers.com. Call the number on the screen now.
From laminate and vinyl, Attorney General's office. Send those reports along with the letter.
Storm Prediction Center has our area in the level 1 threat for severe weather, marginal risk for possibly a isolated thunderstorm with quarter-size hail and damaging wind. We'll let you know what that means for your weekend travel forecast coming up after the break.
Welcome back. It's Anna Christina. I'm here with Russell Beckham, one of the owners of Roof Savers. I cannot get over what we just experienced. You were kind of showing me. I said, I need a visual and I need people to see this because, look, this has been treated. This is 18 to 20-year-olds that came off
Architectural
of...
shingle.
Yeah. That
A
came
recent
off of
roof replacement from the hurricane.
That's right.
Yep.
They couldn't qualify, but this is treated and not one granular.
Yeah.
Granular.
Yeah.
Comes off, but on that other one that was untreated,
Absolutely.
kind of pours off. I still have the residual from
Coming off
what
very
we did.
easily into
Look
your
at that.
hands.
Well, and once it's treated, tell us. I mean, it was tested. I mean, for hail impact resistant. Kind of walk us through that. Those are important things.
Absolutely. So we tested it with a 2-inch steel ball, dropping it from 20 feet to test the effectiveness of how it's going to react under extreme impact, such as hail.
Right.
And the results were absolutely phenomenal. We couldn't have been happier.
I mean, I can imagine something like that happening to the roof, but even us just touching this roof, I mean, the shingles, things are coming off.
And the degradation that, the
So
rocks
you
just coming
imagine,
right off.
the natural things that will happen, weather, rain, and all of that.
Wind-driven rain.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So you are protecting your roof. You're saving a ton of money in the long run. And this is one treatment, one application. Up to
Absolutely.
17, or not up to, I keep saying that. It is actually
17-year warranty, one application, one payment.
That is amazing. And if you call right now during this program, you sign up for that free roof inspection to see if your roof qualifies. If you purchase the package,
Correct. The Renew at 17 package.
you get a free
This
rental.
baby is yours.
You get to take this home with you, enjoy it. And what's your favorite thing to grill?
I love chicken wings.
Okay.
But I'm not too picky. Anything really that comes off of this is
Some sirloin.
sirloin, filet.
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 Okay. It's
Absolutely.
okay. Now, what would you grill? All right. Stay right there. We'll be right back with more.
Sunrise this morning was at 6:26. Sunset tonight will be at 8:23. We're not going to see the sunrise this morning, at least not much of it, because of a thin layer of clouds. It is very, very warm out there. Temperatures in the mid-70s. Only upper 70s at noon today, thanks to scattered thunderstorms. It will be a little breezy today as well. West winds today at 12, maybe even up to about 20 miles per hour. We are tracking a line. Thunderstorms pressing onto the southeast that will be headed into the CSRA late morning through the early afternoon hours. So if you have plans during that time, definitely pay very close attention to the weather. Could be an isolated severe thunderstorm mixed in there as well. It's only a marginal risk, a level 1 out of 5, but either way, an isolated thunderstorm with gusty winds in excess of 58 miles per hour and possibly quarter-size hail. It's a small threat, but still something to keep in mind as you pursue your weekend plans. Temperatures are warm outside. You'll have those scattered thunderstorms if you are traveling to Atlanta. That'll be this morning. They'll